Hey man, you ever look into Flattens?
Okay, I went full blown Freemason. Contrast is set at plus 33, saturation minus 33, and brightness at minus 33. So I went all Freemason. And I want to say that this tower that you see there is a like a big cell phone tower. Um, this thing's a long ways off, and I had a comment saying that I don't know what perspective is. Well, anything that we look at always drops. Like looking at telephone poles, going down a street, they always drop below your eye level. Believe it or not, I mean, you stand there and you all of a sudden you are actually taller than the telephone poles, but in all reality, you're not. Well, the horizon drops too. Um, and this is why things appear to be the way they appear to be. When somebody says, well, how can a telephone or how can the pole be higher than you if it's higher than 28 inches? Well, that's perspective. Duh. I mean, look at this boat, too. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, cutting back on this contrast and the brightness and the saturation does help. Um, and when I'm all done, oh, you're going to love this transition. I liked it. And I slowed these way down too. Some of them a little slower than others. uh, I'm under the sea. Um, but again, you know, I'm actually working my B700 behind me because I have two cameras out there. Um, so these are going by as I'm playing around with that B700, and I didn't even see these, but um, you would think that my camera is level because everything's in the middle of the screen, but it's actually not. I'm actually looking down a slight bit, so that water is actually further back there, but you can't see it because, like I say, when it gets to a certain distance, it mirrors the sky, and anything beyond that, like the tower or even that um, ah, power plant stack. That's being mirrored, people. And in that mirror is where you don't see the land that's beyond because of the mirroring effect. Um, and, and this is why visibility does kill the curve because I've been up on top of that observation deck with my tripod completely up on a bad day of visibility, and all these islands are cut off and floating. But when you get a good day of visibility, and again, being that I'm real low to the water, um, focusing is an issue. And then, of course, we have that distortion that's out there. That's also an issue. So all of these combined causes, um, well, possibly the mirroring effect. But I think the mirroring effect is more from air temperature, water temperature. But on this day, they were pretty close to the same. I'm pretty sure that the air was actually a little bit warmer than the water because it was February and the water was still fairly cold, but it was a fairly warm day. So this is why you're getting this distortion effect. Now you could go back to a video that I posted in July, which was really a hot day, but the water temperature and the air temperature were the same. And actually, I was seeing boats out there that were this small at full zoom with the P900. So, I was seeing boats out well past this, and this isn't even full zoom with the P1000 is the camera that this is being used using on this observation. Um, but again, I wasn't looking at these. I was playing around with the other camera. And again, here's another boat that's closer, and you see the further boat on the left of the screen, and you'll see another boat come into the screen here shortly too. But again, visibility does kill the curve, because if we didn't have any atmospheric conditions, you could see for miles and miles and miles. Um, just think about it. I don't ask you to believe me. Like Jaron says, do your own research and observations for yourself. And he's the one that got me into this mess, by the way.